I would sleep literally peeking my nose out the window to breathe just off of this open window next to our bunk beds. So my face would remain right in between this open window at a level of maybe 5 feet and some inches, could be 5'9", respective to the house floor and the ground outside, which were leveled. As I'm sleeping, hours later, the sun begins to hit my face. So I begin to slowly open my eyes, and I wake up. And I'm still seeing blurry, but that's when I see somebody or something staring at me right in my face. I'm Abaketo Neborike, creator of this channel. As a Puerto Rican, I've spoken to thousands upon thousands of Puerto Ricans, and many tell me their sightings and their craziest stories. About a decade ago in college, I met a friend on campus. We had our career set, but he had the great idea of adding archaeology to our already established programs. We both wanted to be scientists in the field. I told him with only about 20 years of age that I was learning Taino language at an advanced level, and I wanted to revive Taino language among Puerto Ricans. I told him, in my case, archaeogenetics was suitable for me, which I also debated whether that or was it astrophysics. Furthermore, he wanted me to meet his twin brother. He also told me that his brother had, at one point, a real encounter with a real life alien. I was super interested in the story, to say the least, but I really didn't want to bother a person who has such a private, delicate, or traumatic story. So I guess I was shy to approach the twin brother. But boy, was I wrong. When I met the twin brother, it was almost the same feeling as speaking to my college friend, his twin. And when he told me his story, he would open his eyes with a lot of enthusiasm. He wanted to tell the story. Narrating the event, he would open his eyes wide and recreate every memory with movements. He would also laugh with everybody in the circle. At times, this releases tension or stress. But I can tell he will laugh because it's just that crazy of a story. We stare at our own eyes in reassurance. We do it to relate and to relay and to transmit an emotion, which only takes eye contact between a group or two. More than a decade later, I will narrate their story as best as I remember. I think I remember most of the details, and I will keep them anonymous. But if you're Puerto Rican and you have a real story, you can tell me about it using the link I'll leave in the description for a chance the story to make an appearance, such as this one. This happened to me in real life. At this time, I was a child. Before moving to the town of Gurabo, we lived in the mountainside of the Puerto Rican town of Ponce. From our house, we had a really big mountain and what we call campo and monte to the backside. This is mountains and wilderness, the side where my and my twins' brother's room was located. Therefore, our window faced the mountain, where this wilderness and mountain started just as our property ended. Further away from our perimeter, the vegetation was long, overgrown, tall, and dense. In this only one-floor house, my twin brother and I slept in bunk beds. I always chose the second level on the top, and my brother on the bottom. I would sleep literally peeking my nose out the window to breathe just off of this open window next to our bunk beds. So my face would remain right in between this open window at a level of maybe 5 feet and some inches, could be 5'9", respective to the house floor and the ground outside, which were leveled. My twin brother and I begin to fall asleep. As I'm sleeping, hours later, the sun begins to hit my face. So I begin to slowly open my eyes, and I wake up. And I'm still seeing blurry, but that's when I see somebody, or something, staring at me, right in my face. As I adjust my eyes and clear them with a quick squint, I couldn't believe it. There was a literal alien-like being staring right at me all this time and right in my face. I immediately jumped backwards, utterly taken by surprise by this thing that is in my face. And as I jump backward, reacting in my flight reflex, I also seem to scare and startle this being as well, who's on the other side of the house wall, but face to face to me. As I jump, he, or whatever that thing is, reacted by making a noise with his mouth. It sounded exactly like he went, and then proceeded to smack the window immediately with one open hand from a low hand position upward. Obviously, his sudden jerk was impulsed by my own reaction. He was not expecting I would wake up and jump. After he got scared and jerked like that in surprise, he took off running to the wilderness. He entered the dense vegetation, and after that, he ran out of my sight, maybe back into the mountain. I also ran. I ran towards my parents' bed. I told them what had happened, and I don't know if they believed me or not. But now I know one thing. From that moment on, I made sure the windows were shut. And I'm never sleeping with my face exposed to the outside world like that. Ever again. These were some of the questions I had for him that day. Okay, so what was that thing? He answered, it was strikingly similar to the aliens in the movies. It was skinny, it had a big head, big wide alien eyes, small slits for mouth and nose. What color was it? Was it gray? No, it wasn't gray. It was a color more similar to the way a tree expresses its many shades of brown. And texture, it was more like a light colored tree. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Abaketone Borike, and I'll see you on the next video.